Hello, my name is Autumn Noto, and today I'm going to present my speech, Early Intervention in Early Childhood. My goal today is to inform my audience on the developmental, social, and psychological benefits of early intervention in autism diagnosis in young children. By understanding the benefits of early diagnosis, we can ensure autistic children receive the support necessary to thrive and build lifelong self-advocacy. I want you to imagine being in a room where the lights are blindingly bright, the refrigerator humming sounds like a jet engine to you, and everybody's speaking a language you don't necessarily understand yet. This sensory nightmare is a reality for many autistic children before they have the tools to explain it, and they rely on educated adults to help them navigate through their challenges. I became interested in this topic soon after I got my job at a daycare, and I have seen personally the difference an early intervention makes. You see how social skills, behavior issues, and emotional regulation improve. According to the CDC in 2023, approximately 1 in 36 children is identified with autism spectrum disorder, or for short, ASD. This means that almost everyone has met or knows somebody who has been impacted by autism. Research from the Journal of Autism and Developmental Disorders indicates that children who receive intervention before age 3 and 4 show significantly greater gains in IQ and language skills than those diagnosed later in life. They also have a more enjoyable education experience, according to Dawson et in 2010. Understanding this topic is crucial to autistic children because the wait-and-see approach that most parents go for often results in a missed window of peak brain plasticity that leads the child to experience much unneeded suffering. In our time together today, I want to discuss how early identification of ASD provides a roadmap for support so that you can better accommodate an neurodivergent child, something most people are unknowledgeable or uneducated about. First, I will discuss the biological advantages of early intervention. Then I will explain the access to support and services early intervention provides. Finally, I will describe the long-term psychological benefits of self-understanding that can help students for the rest of their lives. The human brain is at its most adaptable during the first few years of life, making it the golden window for learning. Early intervention utilizes this plasticity in the brain to help children develop communication pathways that are much more difficult to build later in life. A study by the American Academy of Pediatrics in 2020 highlights that early therapy can rewire social communication responses, which can make communicating with others and expressing needs much less challenging for the child. Now that we have discussed the biological why, let's move on to the practical how regarding resources and how to help these children. A formal diagnosis acts as a legal key for family and centers to unlock specialized care. Without a diagnosis, there's not much educators and parents can do. Many insurance providers and school districts cannot legally provide or fund speech therapy, occupational therapy, or customized individualized education programs, or IEPs, without these programs. Without them, these children are forced to suffer with their emotions themselves, and in most cases, educators are unable to provide services that provide the same benefits as a diagnosis would provide. In a 2021 report by Autism Speaks, it was noted that children diagnosed early are 50% more likely to be enrolled in specialized preschool programs that set up foundation for academic success. Many kids who use these programs show improvement on social skills, emotional regulation, and academic progress. After understanding the external supports, we can now look at the internal impact on the child's identity. Early diagnosis prevents the broken child narrative by replacing confusion with an explanation. When children aren't told they are autistic, they often internalize their struggle as something they are doing wrong or bad behavior. This causes them to act out or often shut down. I know this because as a child, I went through the same thing. I was neurodivergent and I didn't have any adults in my life who explaining why I felt different or why I was struggling, so I simply shut down and didn't ask for help. I just needed some extra help, and I hope, excuse me, they learned to say, understanding their nerd allows, I'm so sorry, excuse me, when in reality, I just needed some extra help. Understanding their neurotype early allows children to develop self-advocacy skills that allow them to express their needs without fear of judgment. They learn to say, I need headphones because this room is loud, rather than suffering in silence or waiting until they reach a meltdown state. Something I wish I would have learned in my childhood instead of later in life. As we wrap up today, it's important to remember that diagnosis isn't a label that limits a child. It's a toolkit that provides relief for children and prevents long-term suffering. We examined how early intervention capitalized on brain plasticity to improve developmental outcomes and social skills. We discussed how formal diagnosis provides access to educational and therapeutic resources that are proven to work. And we looked at the vital role early identification plays in fostering a positive self-image for the child. Ultimately, understanding autism means we stop asking children to change for the world around them and start giving them tools to navigate and learn on their own. A diagnosis doesn't change who a child is. It saves them from unnecessary suffering. Thank you so much for listening.